I struggle in relationships because, most you're an overthinker, generally, you're going to struggle in every relationship you enter. Because, as a guy, can love a woman so deep, but you don't have the capacity to take care of her. You will fail, hopefully.
Yes, you can definitely be a good person at struggling in relationships, because I feel like everybody has what they are looking forward to in a relationship.
It seems like someone that you can actually forgive a cheating partner.
I feel like kindness is something that everybody should have. It's not about.
Do you think you can be a good person and a bad partner?
Hi guys, and welcome to episode 4 of Find Love with Tessy. Every time I shoot an episode, I always make sure to tell you guys thank you very much for the support. For our 4th episode, the topic is, can someone be a good person and a bad partner? Stay tuned, watch, and please do not forget to like, subscribe, comment, and turn on your post notifications. Thank you guys.
Hi guys, I'm Samuel. I'm from Delta State. I'm into oil and gas and real estate. I also shoot content once in a while. I'm single and that's basically it.
Hi guys, my name is Inye Douglas Tekena. I'm a registered nurse and a final year nursing student at Uniport. I'm an entrepreneur. I have a skincare brand called Skin Essentials. I consult and I sell skincare products as well. I'm a fashion enthusiast. I'm leaning into lifestyle content and all of that. My hobbies are hanging out with friends, chilling out with friends, reading. Yeah, that's all there is to me right now.
For the first question, what makes someone a good person in your eyes?
All about soul-to-soul connection. What can be good to you may not be good to others. So I just feel if you understand the person you're working with, you can cope with the character. It's fine.
For me, what makes someone a good person is some attributes like kindness, being able to, consider another person, or consider other people whilst making decisions for yourself. Like, for example, when you're carrying out activities for your life, considering how other people will feel when taking decisions or acting out shows that you're a good person. The fact that you can get out of your skin and think about how whatever you're doing makes another person feel shows that you're a good person. So basically, kindness, consideration, that's what makes a good person in my eyes.
Okay, so now what do you think makes someone a good partner?
A good partner, being emotionally available, being able to speak your partner's love language and not speaking your love language to your partner. So you know how different individuals have different love languages. I feel like if I have a particular love language, I shouldn't be speaking my love language to my partner. I should be speaking his love language. That's my own opinion, right? So being able to, prioritize another person, consider another person's feelings, being there for somebody else, that's what makes a good partner to me. Kindness, most especially consideration. The fact that you can consider somebody outside yourself, that's what makes it important.
I said majority of the things. I think you need to have emotional quality and intelligence. You need to know what to do when, situation arises. You need to be able to understand your partner, know what he likes and dislikes, or she likes and dislikes, or even if, understanding women can be
Hassle.
Yes, yeah, but you still need to, try and understand what she wants. For a guy, you need to be very open-handed. Even women too, you need to, there are a lot of guys that are very, very, I don't know how you guys call it, akabo. You need to be able to be free-handed, know what your woman likes. I know women, they don't really say what they want. Sometimes they expect men to be mind readers. So for a guy, you need to be a mind reader.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are the things that will make you a good partner.
So, do you think being kind automatically makes someone good in a relationship?
It will give you a very good start. Yeah, but along the run, there are other attributes you need to have aside from just being kind. I mean, you need to be a mind reader. And
Seems like you've read a lot of minds.
Yeah, so being kind does not just make you a good person. Yeah, you need to have other good attributes. Yeah, so.
Okay, so I feel like kindness is a good starter because being kind is you're going to be good to everybody around you, not just your partner. Because you're considerate of people, you treat people nicely regardless of if you have feelings for them or not. So I feel like when you're kind, that's like a good head start. But that alone cannot make you a good partner, right? There's a lot of emotions that are going to be in a relationship. So I feel like you can be kind but emotionally unavailable, and that's a no-brainer for being in a relationship, right? So being kind does not exactly make you a good partner, in as much as it gives you a good head start, but like kindness alone would not make a relationship work in my own perspective. I feel like there's more you have to give than kindness, right?
Okay, so
I feel like kindness is something that everybody should have. It's not about a quality that a partner should have. It's something that every human being should strive to be. Like, everybody should try to be kind, not just be in a relationship setting, right? Not just in a relationship setting, like in real life. You have to try to be kind. So kindness alone cannot make a relationship. It's supposed to be like a normal attribute we should all have.
So my next question is, can good intentions still cause harm in a partnership?
I feel like that's very what's the word? That's really so it depends on the relationship and the good intention in question. Yes, exactly. It depends on the person that you're dating and the dynamics of your relationship, and also what do you mean by good intention? There are so many different good intentions, right? So it depends on what you mean by good intentions and what that good intention translates to in your partner and in your relationship. So it's very relative. That's a very what's the word? Like a very open question. Like it's not direct. You get. So like, what's the good intention? What's the dynamic of the relationship? Who is the partner involved? And what are we actually involved?
I feel like good intentions, yes, can make someone a good partner. If your partner has good intentions for you, definitely,
But can it cause harm in a relationship?
Can it cause harm? That is when, that's why I said it depends on who you're dating. There are a lot of guys, a lot of girls are not good people. So, even if you're good to them, obviously, it all depends on how they proceed. Now, sometimes, your goodness does not necessarily mean a person is going to take what you're doing as good, I will tell you maybe a story about something later on how I was trying to be good to someone, but I need to see it like that. Inside this life, I don't feel like 80%.
Okay, so that leads me to my next question. You want to say something?
Yeah.
My next question is, have you ever met someone who was a good person but struggled in a relationship?
Someone who was a good person struggling in a relationship. I think that person is me. Yes.
You?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm a good person. I'm a very good person.
How do you know you're a good person?
I can make like 10 calls right now and tell you I'm a good person. But I'm not, that's what I feel. Everybody has, right to their own opinions, Well, other people might perceive me as a bad person, but I know that I'm not a bad person, But I struggle in relationships because, most you're an overthinker, generally, you're going to struggle in every relationship you enter. Because, you're going to be thinking about this, thinking about that, thinking about how to, as in, you're just going to be thinking about a lot of things. So you're definitely going to struggle. It's more how you're not going to struggle, My last relationship ended, last month, January, 3 years relationship, and the struggle was mostly from my end because I felt like he needed more, yeah, not just me. I mean, I'm trying my best, but she did more than what I was doing, and I just had to, cut it and just go like, okay, you don't need someone like, my status right now. You need, someone way much ahead of you, and as much as I was a good person, I still struggled in that relationship. Yeah, so yes. Even though you're a good partner or a good person, you will still struggle in a relationship.
So the key factors to your struggling were overthinking.
Yes.
What else?
Overthinking.
Again.
Yes.
What else? Just overthinking. Okay.
Really. But what I can say is, yes, you can definitely be a good person at struggling in relationships. Because I feel like everybody has what they are looking forward to in a relationship, what they want out of that relationship, right? So in as much as you may be a good person, you might not have what the other person is looking for. You might not have the attributes the other person is looking for, looks maybe, status, the other person is looking for. So being good alone does not usually cut it, right? So you could be good and really struggle.
So I think I have a question. You said in a relationship, yeah? So if you said something like everybody has what they want out of that relationship, looks and all. Why will you be in a relationship where these things are not satisfied? You're not satisfied. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
For example, some people make compromises, right? At the beginning of a relationship. Like, for example, the guy asks you out. You know how every girl has that one guy that they don't really like, right? But really likes him. Like, almost every girl has that situation in their life, right? So, for example, you give that one guy, it's true now, we all do. For example, you give that one guy a chance, right? Let's say, at the time where you're giving that person a chance, right? Maybe you don't have any other person you're talking to. It happens, like people talk. In fact, people marry people that they don't really like that.
Because they're just available.
Yes, because like that person that's available.
You wonder why men listen to Gigi?
No, please don't call that guy here.
It's not
that guy is toxic.
Thing. Like guys also
do the
get
same
into
thing.
relationship with girls that they don't really like, right? So sometimes it's based off of who is available at the time, right? So that person may not be exactly what you want, specs, occupation, as per
vocabulary,
you get, like there's a lot of things in play, finances, it's just not what you want for yourself, right? So some people make compromises and be with people like that. You get. So, and at the end of the day, I feel like if you're going to compromise on major things like that, you end up having issues in the relationship because you're not satisfied. You don't get that satisfaction that you want, and at the end of the day, you're always having issues with your partner. And that person might be a good person, but it's just that he's not exactly what you want, or she's not exactly what you want. So it's very important that when you're picking a partner, you pick a partner that suits
aesthetic.
the aesthetics, or like the person you have in your mind, maybe not completely but almost, so that you don't end up being unsatisfied in your relationships and thinking of being with other people or doing stuff with other people.
So I asked this particular question in my last episode. It was, do you think in the long run in a relationship, love or shared values, which one is more important?
Love or shared values?
Yeah.
Can you really love somebody you don't share the same values with? That's a big compromise. I don't think I can fall in love with somebody that I don't share the same values with. Like, we should I'm not saying that we should be the same person, but we should have like the same mindset towards goals and, what we want out of life, like, to some extent. So like, if there's like a vast difference in what we like, that's going to be an issue. Can you actually fall in love with somebody like that? I don't think I can fall in love with somebody that doesn't have the same like headspace. That's not in the same headspace as I am.
So what do you think?
Definitely, you can't.
You can. So it's love, shared values rather.
Yeah.
I think you both go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Okay. So my next question is, Should being a good person excuse repeated emotional mistakes in a relationship?
I don't even know how to define a good person again. But I feel like being a good person means that you need to like understand your partner, big on understanding. So it means that you are not going to make a lot of emotional mistakes in that space. And I mean, mistakes can be forgiven once or twice, or not being the fact that they forgive or they are forgiving somebody that's a good person does not mean that the fact that you're forgiving someone that made a mistake in the relationship doesn't necessarily mean that he's a good person. Yeah, I just feel like mistakes happen, and if you have a quality explanation for it, you'll be forgiven. It doesn't necessarily mean you're a good person. If you're a good person and you make a mistake, I can give it to you. That's good.
So the idea of being in a relationship with somebody, building connection, investing emotion, investing time, investing energy. So the whole idea of being in a relationship is emotions, right? We're trying to build emotional connection. So when you're making emotional mistakes over time, it doesn't being a good person doesn't excuse that, because I feel like when you're in a relationship, right, and your partner requires certain emotional needs, like has certain emotional needs and wants, it's required of you to provide that to them, right? Because they're trying to build something with that person. So if I have like emotional needs that I have, expressed to my partner, this is how I like to be treated emotionally, and I'm fending to your own emotional needs, I expect that you fend to my emotional needs too. So regardless of if you're a good person or not, if you're not providing those emotional needs to me, then I'm wondering why we're in a relationship, because why are we here?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So my next question is emotional unavailability a character flaw or a compatibility issue?
I think that's relative, right? Okay, so for example, I have a partner 2 years ago. This is like a random example, right? I'm seeing someone like 2 years ago, and I'm completely emotionally unavailable to that person, right? And then I meet somebody new, and all of a sudden I invest all my emotion. I'm available to that person. So I feel like it's relative. You can be with somebody and be emotionally unavailable, and be with another person and be available to that person, right?
Yeah.
So it might be that you're more comfortable with that person, you enjoy spending time with that person more, you enjoy communicating with that person, you're more in love with that person, right? So it's relative. It can also be a character flaw too. You could also be emotionally unavailable to everybody. Like, no matter who you date, you're just that person, like you're emotionally unavailable. So like, it's relative. It can be that it's the partner that you're with. It could also be that is who you are, and it's something that you might have to work on mentally, like to be able to provide that emotional availability to your partner. So it could be a character flaw, and it could also be because of your partner. It could be that you don't like the person, or you just have mental issues that you need to work on.
Okay, so the same thing. Okay. So the next question is, can someone love deeply and still fail as a partner, and why?
Can someone love deeply as a partner? I think so. I think so. You can love somebody and fail as a partner.
Why?
I think so. I feel like let's say
I know you have a lot to say.
Okay, let's say I'm trying to think of a very good scenario to explain this, right? You know how some people can hurt the people that they love, right? In as much as sometimes it doesn't translate like your okay, let's say for example, right? The way you express love to someone is not how the person views you. So for example, I'm trying to think of an example that would explain this completely, right? Let's say I love this guy right here. I love him. Let's say that happens and I'm not spending to his emotional needs the way I'm supposed to spend his emotional needs. So for example, he's the kind of guy that likes like texts in the morning, you know, calls in the morning, and he has expressed that to me multiple times, and I'm not doing that. And he expresses that hurts him, but I'm not doing it because that's not my love. That's not how I know how to express love, right? I'm hurting him, but I love him. You get what I'm saying? So you could do things to hurt your partner whilst you love that person. That's why it's important that you understand how people perceive love. So how I perceive love is different from how you perceive love. It's important to love people how they perceive love, so that they can fully grasp your love for them. Do you get? So you cannot love me how you perceive love. Do you get? You have to love me how I perceive love. So if you're loving me how you perceive love and it's hurting me, you can love me and you're
just wasting your love.
You're wasting your love. Do you get? Exactly.
The ground is open.
As a guy, can love a woman so deep, but you do not have the capacity to take care of her. You will fail, hopefully. When you use a failure, you will fail because you have everything you want to do for her. It's just in your head. Yeah? But you don't have the financial capacity to take care of her. You will fail. There's no kind of love, there's no kind of understanding she wants to understand, you're going to fail because, again, it'll be, I love you, woman with your she gets. And, a woman can love, okay, let me just give you an example now. Two people can be in love, very much in love, yeah? And, let's say, their anger is bad. But let's say, okay, let me use the woman for example now. The woman's anger is bad, yeah? And maybe when she's upset, she says curse words like, I hate you, fuck you, stuff like that. And that's the only thing that makes the guy, because it doesn't show a kind of respect, yeah? Because I feel like no matter how angry you get, there are things you shouldn't say to your partner, yeah? And it's a repeated, again, something like what you said, yeah? You don't love the person how the person wants to be loved. Yeah. So the relationship will fail. Yeah, it will definitely fail because it's something you're doing repeatedly, and it will fail,
Also, like, things like trauma response, like, the kind of background you come from, what you perceive as love from your family, what you say your dad do to your mom, what you say your mom do to your dad. Things like that can influence how you treat your partner. And it can end up breaking that relationship because you end up hurting your partner because it's something that you're used to. It's something that you saw probably growing up and you're doing it, but it's hurting the person that you're with. So it's very important that you fix your mindset. You work on your mental health before getting into a relationship because trauma, things that happened to you in the past can influence how you treat another person, especially your partner. Because I feel like generally in life, the people that know us the most are people that we are dating, that see us in our worst and in our best. So it's something that you have to work on.
I feel like before you enter a relationship, come totally healed. It's not me that will be fighting for your trauma or something. So, to me, that's not an excuse. You can't tell me, okay, because of how your mom used to treat your dad when you were small, that's why you'll be treating me like that. You need to, come totally healed and, I've gone through a lot of Jesus. There's somebody I was with, in 2023, yeah, she had just gotten out of a toxic relationship, and know me, I want to go and tell her, we'll heal together. Bro, man, I saw him, and it didn't work, failed, because,
you were trying to heal together.
Yeah, trying to heal together, and, in the end up, I was the one that did the healing. Yeah, so.
So does cheating make you a bad person and a bad partner?
Very terrible person. Why? Why would you do that?
Why does it make you a terrible person?
Why are you a terrible person? Why are you giving something like that to somebody else?
So, okay, I have a question for you, right? So when you say cheating makes you a terrible person, right? Does this go for both genders?
Both genders.
For you?
I'm not one of those guys that will say, as a man, cheating is, how do you say it again?
We are polygamous in nature.
Polygamous, that's bullshit. If you're in a relationship, you're in a relationship with just one person.
She's impressed.
You shouldn't say because you're a man. Yeah, I used to tell people that, my stuff is golden, man. You can't see it anywhere, man. So I can't cheat. And cheating is a deal breaker for me.
Yeah.
If you cheat, you're gone. No matter what you've done for me, just be doing. And there's nothing like it was a mistake. Because man slipped out, you put it back in. It's not a mistake. Yeah, that's all.
Okay, so can cheating make you a bad partner and a bad person?
So, like I said, what makes you a good person? For me, like the number one thing that makes you a good person to me is consideration. And cheating is a very inconsiderate thing to do, right? So for the fact that you think of being with another person, knowing fully well how that will make you feel, it's quite inconsiderate. And I don't think that if you were a good partner to me, you would do that, right? So cheating, yes, it's what was the question?
It makes you a bad person and a bad partner.
Yes, it does. It makes you a very inconsiderate human being.
It seems like someone that you can actually forgive a cheating partner.
I can forgive a cheating partner.
Yes. You look it.
Wait. Okay, so the thing is, have I in practice? But does it make it the right thing? No. It's hard, but then everybody has like times where they have,
Debunk your
accepted
standards.
shit that they're not supposed to accept, right? So at the end of the day, it hasn't happened before, yes. But does that make it right? Like, does that make it the right thing to do? No. Just because somebody forgives you for something that you did wrong doesn't make that the right thing to do, right?
But did you regret your actions?
Like forgiving someone?
A cheating partner, yeah.
Yes, I did. I left at the end of the day. I feel like
they will cheat again.
Yeah.
Yes, they will.
Yeah, most likely.
They will definitely cheat again.
Okay. So, at what point does understanding someone stop being enough to stay with them?
At the point where it begins to affect your mental health, I feel like for me, mental health is like priority.
Yeah.
It is the starting point to begin to ruin your life. The minute you start fucking up your mental health, like your life is starting to ruin, right? So like the moment whatever emotional stress you're giving me starts affecting my mental health, like maybe I start acting up, I'm not going out, my mood is changing, I'm becoming somebody I'm not supposed to become, then I have to leave because you're not going to make me become somebody else. And not over misbehavior. Yeah.
Again, she said what I wanted to say when it starts messing up your mental health. Yeah, so your mind is your topmost priority. You need to protect it at all costs. So once you start saying that, okay, you want a lively person and you need to enter the relationship, now turn into somebody you're not. You need to do a life review on yourself and just know that, okay, this is a no-no. Yeah, so you need to start changing who you are. Yeah. Not, there are some people that change for better, and there's people that it changes you to, become somebody you know that you're not. So, that's a deal breaker.
Okay. So after this conversation, has your view of good people in relationships changed?
Yeah, you can be a good person and not be a good partner. I mean, we've already discussed that. You can be a good person and you do not know how to love your partner. You do not know what to do in, situations where she needs something, different aspects. Yeah, it has really changed the whole aspect of being a good person.
Okay.
I feel like the only thing you need to be in a relationship is that, okay, you're a good person. I mean, I'm a good person, but that's not all I need to be in a relationship.
Yeah. So how about you?
Yes. So I feel like, yes, you can be a good person and be a bad partner. I'm still a believer in everybody having their own person. I know like people don't think that way anymore, but like I still think that way. I feel like everybody has their preference. So you might be a good person, but you're not my person. You get so at the end of the day, that's what matters. Finding your person that you vibe with, you get the right emotional connection with, fall in love with, you enjoy having fun with. So
How will you find this person?
how do I find that person?
Yeah.
Oh, I leave it up to God.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
So it's God.
It's God. Leave it up to God, right?
So do you want to contribute anything to my viewers? Anybody, any advice you would like to give
Any
people?
advice?
Could be generally.
Okay. My advice to you guys would be learn your partner's love language. Like when you're seeing someone, strive to make that person happy in that relationship, because at the end of the day, relationships are very important. It's something that every human being, no human being is an island, right? Something that every human being participates in. So like whoever is your partner, like strive to bring out the best in them, offer them the best, make that relationship work. Don't be toxic and don't destroy anybody's mental health. Thank you.
So what would you like to say to them?
Advice for the guys, if you are not financially ready or stable, brother, man, don't be in a relationship, man. Because you cannot go and date a girl that is used to a 5-star life, and you're not even giving yourself that lifestyle for yourself, yeah? And you are now trying to like reduce her mentality, man. You only end up hurting yourself. So if you're not financially ready, if you're not financially stable, just pick one according to your budget, man.
Hey, you said pick one according to your budget. So
Yeah,
Consider that.
because
so what if his budget gets up?
his budget gets up,
Uh-huh.
and you move the person you're with to that
Level.
stage, to that level. So that's basically it. And advice for the women, man, just be kind to men. Please. Although this period now, I'm not hearing anything like men are scum.
Yeah, but that's what I said.
So please, be kind to us. We're not due for anything, please. So yeah, that's it.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for coming. Like, I really appreciate you guys for showing up. Please. Yeah, bye. Thank you, Sammy. Thank you, Inye. Thank you guys for watching this episode to this point. I hope you guys have learned a lot. Bye, guys.